Okay guys, basically what I did is I removed that whole area that you saw here. I finished planting this and I worked on my wheat a bit more. I did make this a bit smaller and move it over. My people are starting to starve as you can see, so I gotta harvest more fruit for them and plant some more fruit. Anyways, so I made the masonry over there a little bit smaller and I added containers for storage. I used to make very, very large storage places. If you go to stockpiles, you can set a stockpile like this. It'll stay on the map. They'll put stuff there. I started putting not furniture, barrels instead because they can hold 10 items each in one space instead of one item in one space. And it ends up saving a lot of space to just go and do that. So I added those. I moved this over a little bit. I'm going to make one big building. I added a dining room. And I'm going to start on my bakery over here. But first I want to get up some walls. People work faster, the townies work faster if they have walls and a roof around their thing. And we're going to start, if we go over to other, because we have so much mud, we can just use mud walls. And we'll start off by doing that. And then I think I'm going to add paths here instead of walls, because I don't need to wall off every room. But I'm going to need some more wood for that. And in the meantime, that is actually something I can do. I'm going to make this farm like that, add a bakery over here. The farm will be like this, actually an L, or maybe like that with the bakery here. But I will add a tree farm. And they are really getting hungry, they need food a lot, and I found more fruit trees down here. So I'll harvest that until I make this bigger. But we do need an actual tree farm to get logs, and we will move that down over here, I believe. I'm not sure how big I'm going to make that, so we'll put the tree farm in this small area like that. And it will be fine it will meet all of our needs. Our happiness did go up a little bit, that means they did have a rest period. If they work too much, or they rest too much, their happiness goes down and they've just been working because they had a huge amount of land to clear. I'm actually going to cancel this so they don't go get themselves killed. Because you can hear that. That's not good. I really don't want to have them die. Because if you get down to like 6, it can get really hard to get people again. And we are going to need to build personal rooms. I'm not sure what I want to do for that. I don't really want to go underground yet. I'm thinking I might just make a very huge house. I could go up, like just keep building up for rooms. I think I'd get more if I went out and then went up after. I'm not really sure yet though. I'll think about that later. I'll start with a very large area for rooms and then I can build up into a huge house if I so desire. Alright, I'm gonna finish up the bakery and get started, and then I guess I will end this episode because it's already getting pretty long, I would imagine. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now is harvest this again. Actually no, first I'm going to delete that and that. I'll add some doors there. I'll add doors here. And then I will add a door there. Now for this, because we want to put this in like a large L, we'll put the bakery right near it, I believe, in another building. We'll have pathing going like this. So I'm going to need a room for walls, and I will put the bakery like this. 2 spots, it'll be a bit over. And the bakery will be about this size, should suffice. And then we can make a kitchen here. I'm just going to destroy this stuff real quick. So now, because things are faster, because it's faster to work under a roof and walls, that's why I'm making the bakery so big, so I can have room for mills, and I'm gonna want some storage containers for the food. I'm just collecting more food for them, because, again, they get hungry really quick. I'm gonna show you really quick how to make bread. and then I will end it with finishing the bakery zone. I'm not going to finish the building yet. I didn't even finish this, but that will be the end of the episode. To make bread, you need wheat, obviously. We'll go gather all this wheat. You need to have mills, which are here under utilities, and you need a bunch of stone for that. We're going to put the mills inside the bakery, and we're going to make a bunch of them. We're going to make a huge row of just straight up mills, and you do need a bunch of stone for them, as you can see in the description if you mouse over it. We already had some stone earlier, but we have a bunch over here as well, which is good. So I'm going to mine that, and mine this for the mills. And then the last thing you need are baking tables and baker's oven. You do need the mason's bench to make the baker's oven, which is why we made that already. We'll go here with the tables, put a whole row of them, and then a whole row of the ovens. Because when we get a bunch of people, we're going to need a bunch of people on food production, and then that means we need a bunch of tools for that food production. And then once this is done, I will show you how to actually make the bread, and then we will end on that note. I'm gonna skip ahead real quick. Okay, this basically finished up, and I extended this a little bit in the meantime, because it did take them a while to collect all the materials, and I filled that up with pine trees as well as normal trees. And finally, I put a second layer on this wall, and you need to put down scaffolding so they can climb up and climb down. You can delete it later, which I will do. Otherwise, they'll get stuck up here and starve to death. So while this is finishing up, I will show you how to actually make bread. We have the mills, we have the wheat, now we need flour. And we get flours with the mills. In order to do that, we have this left option over here. Sorry, got a bit tongue-tied. We have the middle, bottom, right, left. This left one is all about your stock. You can get a bunch of items. It's a full-time production, basically. You can consistently pre-producing. First off, in gathering, we are going to want wheat. We have 66 wheat at the moment. So since you have 10 people, I'd want to set the stock around, I don't know, I've never actually completely got this down to science, I guess, the correct way it should be done. But I'm going to set a stock here, and then if we go over to wheat, if we click, it's also the left option, it will be like it will make it, and then the right option is for the stock. Like, basically we want to have this at all times. We consistently want to have 10 flour. But we are making flour at the moment. They're all over here with our wheat, and I'm going to harvest some more fruit just so they don't starve to death. And once you have the flour, which we do have, they're making 10 of it, you go over to baking. Gathering has flour, wild stuff, fruit, eggs, milk. Baking has pies as well as bread. And we want normal bread, so we will see if we'll put it up to 5. We have enough flour, hopefully, that we can make 5 bread. And when we get back, I will want to actually see if I can get it continuous, so we always have 5 bread on stock. Alright, but that's how you make bread. You just need wheat. You gotta go to the production menu, actually be making bread, as well as flour. Flour is, again, under gathering. The right option is to have a set amount that you want continuously. The left, or just clicking it, is ordering more to be made. So that's it. I will actually really quick plant this before I go, so it's all evened out. But yeah, so you need wheat, mills, and then a baking table and oven so you can make bread. And the way, again, because the way this works, we needed the carpentry so that we could make stuff like tables. And then we needed the carpentry to make the stonemason's bench, and we needed a stonemason's bench to actually make the baker's oven. So everything is kind of a chain. You need to make one thing to make another, and so on. You get the hang of it pretty quick, and you remember it once you start doing it. It's pretty simple. I did add places for food, for raw food, like the flour and wheat, and then like apples and pears. And you can also change priorities. For instance, if I set the haul all the way up to 1, they'd probably focus on getting as many of these pears and food into these barrels as possible. But then they get really tired and stuff. Their happiness is 0. It did climb up to 5 earlier. It went back down to 0. when we come back, I'm going to focus on completing the first building, completing the bakery building, and getting their happiness up high enough to add more people, and then I will add some rooms so that we can actually get more people here. And you do this with the zones, personal room, make a room. You can add a bed if you want. I recommend doing that, and makes them happier. We'll work on that the next time. That's everything. That's all for now. I'm Eslo90, and thank you very much for watching.